Good morning. So today's going to be a little bit different as well. I probably say that a lot. Every day is pretty different here. So it was only last week that I had a very, very clean office because I 3D scanned the office, and I thought, you know what? The last time I did an office tour was basically when I first set up in here, and things have changed quite a lot, and we have an additional studio building. So I thought, since I'm experimenting with the whole VR 180 thing, it just makes sense to do another studio tour in VR 180 so that those of you who actually want to be in the studio and see what it's like in here can do that. And it'll sort of like freeze this whole space three-dimensionally in time. So it'll be fun to look back on. So today I'm going to just go through with PJ and do some returning to cleaning up before it gets messy again, because it's already started to, because you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And we're going to do a VR 180 tour. PJ, I actually have a job for you. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna like it, or you are. I want you, for a gag in the video, to have pictures. We need some sort of set of pictures on both of our monitors, so that like when we turn it on,
it looks really.
Yeah. Okay. I wondered if you could have pictures of poop on your monitor. So I could be like, oh, PJ likes poop. If that's too degrading, I understand.
Have to be my debut on your.
Okay, fair enough. All right, brainstorm with me. What can we do? I think there was an old video where I had hornymanatee.com open in the back of it, and that was a gag from Conan O'Brien. But the website's not even up anymore. I think it just goes to nbc.com now. So, I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll have to. I'll let PJ not have poop on the screen in his debut on the channel. So I'm going to start off doing a little preview of my shelves and all my goodies on there, because I thought I could get a little helper. Are you going to help me do the toys on the shelf?
Show us that all the creatures.
Do you want to show them all of the creatures? Okay, good idea. So Daddy's going to do a quick little start, and then you can pop in and help me out. So this is my goodies shelf. It's a collection of random crap I've built over the years. As a YouTube artist, I both collect art books and make art things, and don't have the heart to throw them out. But rather than show you through them myself, I actually have a helper who might explain a few things. What are your favourite things? Do you want to come through?
Okay.
What are your favourite things?
He's kind of having teeth.
He kind of has teeth. And what does he say?
He's kind of having green feet.
He does have green feet because this is 3D printed and Daddy painted it. Wait, PJ, are you going with poop instead of the My Little Pony thing we discussed?
Yes, I'm
going. PJ's going with poop, baby! Alright, well I'm going with narcissism, so we're going to both have a little gag so that when we're showing our office space, mine will just have, this is so dumb, mine will just have giant pictures of my face on every single monitor on my desktop. I feel like that's thematically appropriate. And PJ is embracing the poop. This is my work area, the mural that took me hundreds of hours to paint. That has been here for almost 5 years now, which is pretty crazy. This is the schedule I keep. Keep a pretty busy schedule, and I like to use stickers to put video ideas and meetings and appointments and all that stuff so that I can move them around. The life of a YouTuber has to be fluid, and it's very intense and very changeable. So we're going to try something different now. We don't know if it's going to make it in the video, but PJ has hooked up the Yi Horizon VR 180 camera on the gimbal. And that's cool. Look at it go. Woo. And we're going to just take some B-roll, like really slow, gentle, very stable panning shots and zoom shots. Just because the depth in VR 180 could be really cool with occasional B-roll. The problem is it needs to feel comfortable as a viewer. So we're gonna film it and test it and render it and just watch it ourselves and see how we feel and how it affects us. Maybe test it on a few other people. Too fast. I would go like way slower than that, yeah. You wanna just be super stable. The thing about the VR 180 thing too is that it captures so much, like it's so wide angle. So right now it'll be like getting like that and like that. Like it's almost like there's a plane slicing through the middle of the camera, and anything in front of it will be captured. Just doing a couple of final zoomy panny shots. Actually, after this one, it might be cool to get one that just sort of goes slowly across, just flat in front of the mural.
It's so hard to keep it like same.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, it's the next day. I got a haircut. What do you think? We've rendered the B-roll with motion that we took yesterday. So I'm going to give this to PJ, put him in a daydream and get his thoughts. I've watched it. I have a couple of thoughts, but I'm interested in his impression. The basic idea being there, the shots where we're moving very slowly in and out of parts of the office. But this is what it looks like just when it's flat. So I'm going to pop it into headset mode and get his impressions.
I'm in the office.
You're actually not far from where you're sitting.
Yeah, that's weird. Wait, I want to stand up, but it's like, oh geez, that's really trippy.
The B-roll, the moving B-roll.
Yeah.
Is it good trippy or bad trippy?
You know, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, that one's a spin out.
There are a couple I think that work quite well, but then there are a couple that are a bit much. But I think we're learning a bit about it, and I actually think using the slider is going to be the best way to do it in future.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought of that
A
yesterday.
really clean, steady shot would be really quite nice actually, as long as it's slow. And there are a couple of those that would work quite well.
Yeah,
it's nice, isn't it?
So trippy.
Some of the ones like with the mural and the desk are really cool.
It looks way better than I thought it would.
Yeah, same.
Really cool.
I like it where his impressions. That's good. That's good. In the meantime, I'm finishing off the edit of the VR headset review, and this shows that we're getting more confident with VR 180 because I'm doing some special effects now. Specifically, when I filmed some of the B-roll, and this is the B-roll of me playing the PlayStation VR, there was a hole in my ceiling that I totally forgot about. And the problem is, it'll be cemented in three-dimensional stereoscopic space permanently. So I've screenshotted the ceiling for both eyes because the eye position is different for each eye, and I've photoshopped it out. And I've placed it in, so I've got like a dark overlay underneath just to test it. And that's it with the fix. Wait till it shows up, there you go. So I've feathered the edges and then hiding the color matte. I'm hoping that the auto white balance doesn't freak out too much, but it's better than having a friggin' hole in the ceiling. So there you go. Special effects. So before the day is out, I'm starting to record a new video, and I say starting because this is going to take a long time to turn into a video if it's something I turn into a video. So those of you who watched the last vlog will remember I tried to print some chainmail. It was a little too small and too delicate. I have since tried again, and this is what it printed as, a little larger. It's pretty cool. It's also a bit rigid and a little bit square. So after that, I printed a sheet of different trial chains. There are a whole bunch of different versions of the chains you can download and print. So I'm gonna start a video where I share my process so far and essentially try and figure out which of these is the best and plan to try and make it some sort of armor, chainmail, shirt and head thing. What do you call it? Coif? Something like that? Anyway. And that will be one video because any more than that is going to be ridiculous. Because even that, imagine like to actually make all of those things, I'll be able to only print about this area at a time. And this took 13 hours. So, you know, it's probably about a month in the works to try and put this video together. So I figured, you know what, let's start with the opening. I'll record the video, put the files aside, and just record time-lapse footage of printing a lot of whatever type of chain I go with. And we'll go from there. I'm just gonna pull these off one at a time and we can just have a look at them and explore. This one is interesting. I just think the structure isn't letting it bend very much. So that one's out. Oh my goodness. Even just as I take this off, that is very, very flexible. All right, these are our finalists. Finalist number 1, quite like. Chain feels pretty thick and it's very fluid and flexible. And finalist number 2 is also very fluid and flexible. It's a little more dainty and I feel like it might break easier. However, it looks much more like chains from chainmail. So I'm going to print 2 large sheets of each of these and see what connect better. And that will be the way I judge what I'll make a shirt out of. The thing is, It's going to take a while to print all of that. I think it'll be a week from now, if that, from when I can actually record the next part of the video. So I'll just start the print and get on with other stuff. I was trying to think of a place to put these aside until the next time I record the video, and then I realized I printed this really nice little skull container. I can just put them in. Oh, and I also realized that when I put this chain sheet on top of it like this, it looks like an emo skeleton. So I've been spending the last several hours figuring out how we can test VR 180 videos on the Oculus Go, because before now the only way we've had to test them is upload them to YouTube, wait for them to process and watch them unlisted. However, VR 180 videos take about 5 to 6 hours to process at the moment, and that's a bottleneck we don't necessarily need. And I've gone through a bunch of different iterations of figuring this out. I feel like I'm really close, and I finally feel like with the resolution limitation that I've just put in, it should work. Ding! This is the moment of truth. You ready? Ready? Hey! It works! Yeah! Check it out! Is it working?
It's working.
Yeah, it's working! Oh, that's awesome.
You know, it's spun me out. Just then, I'm looking at the play button and I can see my reflection.
Yeah.
The resolution in that is so much better.
It's better, isn't it?
Way
It's
better.
so nice.
So much clearer.
Isn't that cool? See, that's what we need. We need like a workflow where we can test out like a really polished.
It's
Sort of-
so trippy.
I feel like this is a pretty good advertisement for Oculus, because I gotta say, like, I am more into cheap VR than I was before. Like, I was pretty dismissive of just VR video and 3 Degrees of Freedom headsets, whereas this thing is actually really cool for how much it costs.
I must look like a total idiot because I can feel my body kind of.
I know
like,
what you mean. It's time to wrap up with the question of the day. Days. It's 2 days, so let's do 2. Skipper Jumper says, wait, what Discord server was that at the beginning? I've never heard of an official Jazza Discord chat. We have claimed one of the fan Discord chats and made it official. I'll link to it in the description of this video, and I'll change future descriptions of videos when I can get around to it to include it. So go check it out, join the Discord and join the fun. And another question, Stevie Style says, what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life for me is finding meaning in life. That sounds weird, right? But I believe that life itself holds no inherent value except to that which is living. Does that make sense? So I feel like if I was a rock and had the intelligence of a rock, I wouldn't care very much about life, because rocks don't have intelligence. They exist and have atoms and all that stuff, but life as we know it is only life as we know it because we are living the way we are living. And if you were a dog or an ant, your existence would be far different because your comprehension of life is limited by your biology. So we as humans feel like we need to find meaning because we search for meaning much more comprehensively than everything else that we are aware of or have seen in the universe so far. So the meaning of life is to make life meaningful for yourself, for those around you, and try and enjoy it if you can, and try and make it better for other people. That's what I believe. That got really deep really quickly. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and until next time, I'll see you later.